Hello, Better Today friends. I'm Dwight Ramos at D Ramos with the zero for the O on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, same thing. I play for Gilas and I'm playing basketball here in Japan now. Mental health and wellness. I think it's a big thing in sports nowadays, talking about mental health and mental well-being, because as you know, there's a lot of uncertainty with everybody's lives with the pandemic, and people kind of get in this sense of anxiety when they think about their futures and not being able to do much about it. So I think finding ways to stay mentally strong and having a great mental well-being, I think for that in sports is really important for us. I've been coping pretty well with the pandemic. I'm sort of used to this kind of life, being alone and everything. I kind of made that jump from the States to the Philippines. I kind of knew I would have to sacrifice being with my family so I could chase my dream, and so I think I've been prepared for something like this. There's lots of times where I was feeling like where I just didn't know what I was gonna do. I was thinking, man, time's kind of passing by. I'm not able to do anything. I can't go out, can't see anybody. You know, for much of the pandemic, I was by myself, and there's times where I felt lonely. I was anxious about what's gonna happen in the future, and honestly, it was pretty hard, but I just kept getting through it. Basketball has definitely helped me cope with the feelings of anxiety and loneliness, because of course, for example, joining the Gilas team, you know, for much of the year I was alone with the pandemic. You can't really see too many people, so I joined Gilas. We stayed in the bubble, and you know, we became really close. My teammates became good friends of mine. The coaches became really close, and it sort of became a second family here. And I just think that that's what really helped me cope through everything, is just finding teammates that become good friends and coaches that become really good friends to me too. Finding a good support system around you, building that circle around you, is what kind of helps you cope with everything. These feelings of loneliness, anxiety. When you have a good social circle, good support system, either it's your family, your team, or just your friends around you, that really helps you get through it. So I would say definitely find those people and build a good support system around you, because it's really important during times like these. With the feelings of anxiety, burnout, those are the biggest feelings that I felt during this pandemic. I would just say that look at this pandemic as a speed bump, because you know, of course, life slowed down for all of us. A lot of things have changed in that process, and so once we get over that hump, things will start to get back in line, and we'll start to go forward, and everything will get better. So I just want to sort of say that, just look at it that way. It's slowing down, but you know, life is never stopping, and so things will get better, and you just have to be patient and believe in that. So basketball has definitely brought me a sense of purpose and happiness, because ever since I was a little boy, I loved the game. I grew up playing it since I was 5 years old. I would drop my school bag out right there on the floor next to the basketball court and just pick up the basketball and start playing until my parents got home. And so it's just brought me happiness my whole life. And even the times where it didn't go my way, things didn't go my way, I wasn't very happy, but in the end, it made me into a better person, made me stronger. And so it always gives me that purpose of being a better individual and bringing me happiness, because you know, this is what I love doing ever since I was a little boy. I like to think of my family, think of the reasons why I've made these sacrifices in the first place. You know, I'm a really big family guy, and I always want to be around my family, and so me leaving them and coming here to the Philippines, it was a big jump for me. And I just know that whenever things get hard, I think back to it as the reason why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for my family, make them proud. And that's kind of what keeps me grounded, because when things get hard, I call them up, and they give me advice. They help me out whenever I'm feeling away. And yeah, when things are good, I still call them up, tell them what's going to happen, like good or bad. My family's where I go to. I've had many endeavors in my life. Playing college in the States, it was really big for me. That's kind of when I first left home. I was on my own, started living on my own. And then an even bigger jump when I left California, where I was used to, and went to the Philippines, somewhere I've never been. I got good at being alone. I learned how to live by myself, take care of myself. The feeling of loneliness doesn't always have to be something seen as like in a bad way. Sometimes, when you're alone, you get to grow as a person. You learn more about yourself. People shouldn't be afraid to be alone and feel lonely. You shouldn't be afraid of something like that, because when you're by yourself, you start to learn how to survive, learn how to do things alone, and you just become really you grow as a person and really become stronger with that. In the Philippines, everybody loves basketball. Like, everybody watches it, and I think it's just a perfect platform for us athletes to kind of inspire the youth. Always believe in yourself. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs along the way. I've had mine. Everybody has their ups and downs, and I think just believing in yourself, believing in your abilities, you'll always, like, when you get to the bottoms, you'll feel like, I don't know if this is for me, but if you really believe in yourself, you always find yourself going back up, and things always get better. So I would just really tell them to believe in yourself and work hard, because those are really the only two things you need, and eventually you'll get to where you want to go.
I'm Jayzee. You can follow me at Jayzee Gaming. I'm a pro player at Omega eSports. Malaking tulong tong paglalaro ko, kasi bilang pro player ng eSports, malaking tulong tong ginagawa ko, lalo na sa family ko, kasi nagagawa ko yung passion ko. Dito kami sa bootcamp ng Omega, sama-sama kami ng team ko. Yung mental health ko okay naman, kasi I'm with my friends, with my teammates, kaya ginagawa ko lang yung gusto ko, and nag-enjoy din ako. Malaking tulong din na kasama ko yung mga team ko, kasi meron akong support system outside my family. Kahit malayo sa family ko ngayon, nandito yung mga teammates ko. Hindi ko na-feel na homesick ako, and masaya ako kasi ginagawa ko to with them, and pares kami ng dreams. I gained real friends, lalo na yung mga teammates ko ngayon. Kasama ko sila sa isang bahay. Halos ilang years na kami magkakasama, since 2019, simula na-release yung Call of Duty, magkakasama na kami. Kami na yung magkaka-team, hindi kami nagpalit ng roster namin. Kaya magkakakilala na agad kami. Pero nagkita kami nung mga bandang late ng 2019 nung tournament na, kasi yun na yung time na magsasaba kami sa competition offline. Wala pang COVID nun. Pa-start pa lang. So nakapag-start kami ng tournament nun, offline pa. So nagkita-kita kami. Tapos hanggang simula nun hanggang ngayon, magkakasama pa din kami. Kaya nag-gain ko sila as family ko na, parang kapatid ko na yung mga yun, kasi matagal na kami magkakilala, and halos isa lang kami ng ginagawa, lahat isa kami ng passion, and nag-enjoy kami, nagkakasundo kami sa ginagawa namin. Sobrang importante nitong esports sa akin, para sa akin talaga, kasi ito yung rin nagbago ng buhay ko. Hindi ko naman aakalain na dadating ako sa ganitong level, na nasusupport ko yung family ko, at the same time nagagawa ko yung passion ko, yung gusto ko, na parang di ko na-feel na nagtatrabaho ako, na ganun. Ginagawa ko lang yung ginagawa ko ng bata ko. Madaming uma-idol sa amin, sa team ko. And masaya sa feeling yung ganun, na may naglo-look up sa akin. Kaya ayun, tinutuloy-tuloy ko lang itong ginagawa kong sa esports, and sobrang saya ko, kasi madami rin ako nai-inspire na tao nang dahil lang sa paglalaro, and napakalaking impact nun para sa akin. Pinili ko itong Call of Duty Mobile kasi ever since naglalaro ako ng mga PC games nung bata pa ako sa mga computer shop, naglalaro talaga ako ng mga shooting games. Since eto lang recently wala naman akong computer sa bahay ko nung nag-pandemic. So, cellphone lang meron ako. So, naghanap ako ng mga games sa App Store and nakita ko yung Call of Duty Mobile. Since mahilig ako dun nung bata pa ako, yun yung dinownload ko and yun lang yung pampalipas ko ng oras back then. Ngayong pandemic, di makalabas. And di ko alam na makakarating ako sa ganitong level na magko-compete ako sa mga competition. Yung community rin kasi dito sa Call of Duty Mobile, yung mga naglalaro is mga competitive players. So, whenever I play, madami ako natututunan kapag naglalaro ako, nag-e-enjoy ako kasi mataas yung competitive level ng mga kalaban. So, kapag naglalaro ako lalo na sa mga tournaments, na-challenge ako, na motivate ako na mas galingan ko palalo kasi lahat ng mga kalaban nag-grind din tulad ko, pare-pares kami ng pangarap na manalo sa mga tournaments. So, yun yung gusto ko kasi lahat ng mga players ngayon sa Call of Duty Mobile magagaling and na-motivate ako na magpagaling palalo. If gusto niya talaga tong game na to, kailangan niya talaga maglaro kasi madaming inside outs tong game na to. So, kailangan mo siyang maaral. Kailangan siguro kung meron kang idol sa larong to, panoorin mo siya. Kung meron nag-i-stream siya kasi madami kang matututunan sa player's perspective pag pinapanood mo siya ng naglalaro siya kasi matututunan mo kung paano siya gumalaw, kung paano siya maglaro, kung paano siya tumutok sa paglalaro kasi kapag nanood ka ng mga magaling na players, madami ka talaga mapipick up ng mga technique doon, mga tips, and yun yung mga secret ko din. Kaya kahit ako pro na ako, nandito na ako sa level na to, may mga nilulook up akong players. Kaya pagka pinapanood ko yung mga streams nila, kung paano sila maggalaw, may na-input din ako, may na-adapt ako sa game ko. Kaya yun yung secret ko din. Pero kung gusto kung talaga, pag gusto niyo manalo is talagang nasa sa inyo rin yan. Kailangan talagang mentally tough ka na di ka talaga magpapatalo kahit palaro lang to. Pursue nyo lang yung pangarap nyo kasi lahat naman tayo nag-i-start sa wala. Ako rin nag-start ako sa wala nung naglalaro ko. Di naman ako sikat agad, di naman ako magaling agad, di naman agad ako fina-follow ng mga tao. So, kung yun yung pangarap nyo, tuloy-tuloy nyo lang. Mag-start kayo sa baba pero step by step kayong umangat by reaching your goals na work hard lang talaga na i-pursue nyo lang, mag-grind lang kayo ng mag-grind sa laro nyo. I-maintain nyo lang yung pagiging hardworking nyo kasi yan yung mag-help sa inyo para mag-improve and consistency is the key talaga kung gusto nyong mag-improve each day. Makaka-feel din tayo ng mga burnout. So, ako ginagawa ko para makalayo sa mga ganon. Iniisip ko lang yung mga pangarap ko, yung dreams ko, lalo na ngayon, kung bakit ba ako nandito sa Omega ngayon kasi may pangarap ako lalo na ako sa paglalaro ko, sa passion ko. So, sineset aside ko muna yung mga problema ko kung meron akong mga personal problems, kung nababurn out ako, ginagawa ko lang yung mga kailangan kong gawin and syempre yung best ko pagdating sa paglalaro. And yun, inuuna ko muna yung mga dapat unahin, yung mga priority ko. Kaya yun, yung mga problems ni-set aside ko para di ako maapektuhan sa ginagawa ko ngayon. Yung makatulong sa inyo kapag walang-wala na kayo kung di nyo na alam yung gagawin nyo. And syempre, pagtapos nyo nung mag-pray, kailangan nyo rin maniwala sa sarili nyo na may purpose kayo sa mundo na hindi naman porket may problema ka ngayon and down na down ka na is wala nang mangyayari. Parang lang yan, challenge lang yan sa'yo ni Lord na hindi naman niya kayo bibigyan ng mga challenges na hindi nyo kayang lagpasan. Maniwala lang kayo sa sarili nyo and maniwala kayo kay Lord kasi one day hindi nyo na lang mamalayan, may okay na lahat and may matutuwa na lang kayo kasi nalagpasan nyo na yung mga battles na kinakaharap nyo dati and ngayon okay na kayo.